up, everybody? It's your boy 313 J-Mo here with another video for y'all, and this is something that I've been wanting to talk about, seeing articles and seeing all of these segments that don't got nothing to do with the Lions, but they are on these other teams. It was some cuts yesterday. Adams got cut. I said that was what surprised me on the roundtable. It did surprise me. Tabor got cut. Nobody expected anything different. I thought he might be able to slide on the team, but nah, Lions ain't having it. But more cuts will come. I'm not overreacting to anything, and I'm not overreacting to that quarterback we got. But anyway, the NFC North. What are my predictions and your predictions for the NFC North teams? What will their record be, and how will it go? I saw some segments. They were like, what quarterback has the most pressure in the NFC North? What Matthew Stafford? It was Mitch Trubisky and Aaron Rodgers, and then Chris Broussard, Nick Wright talking about who's gonna be MVP. Chris Broussard said Patrick Mahomes. I mean, okay, I'm with that because they were 11-5 last year, so they go 13-3. Cool. And then they were saying Aaron Rodgers is gonna be MVP. Aaron Rodgers. So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers and his team and his dirt of a franchise. Yes, I call it dirt of a franchise because Green Bay is dirty. Our Ford Field is much cleaner. But look, man, I'm just taking shots, man. You know we don't like these division rivals over here. But all right, man, let's think about it. So I have the Packers at 8-8, but I'm gonna go through each game, win-loss record. First game against Chicago like last year, y'all taking a big fat L. And I think it's in Chicago. Y'all taking an L. Minnesota, I want to say y'all taking an L to Minnesota, but it's in Lambeau Field. So I think Aaron Rodgers can win that game, and Kirk Cousins will be Kirk Cousins. So you 1-1. Broncos, I think that's a serious trap game, but I'll give you that game. You 2-1. Eagles week 4 after they just played us and they either got mollywopped by us or they just got a lot of confidence from beating us. Regardless, y'all losing that game. 2-2. Cowgirls, I think that if Zeke playing, y'all probably would lose that game, but I'm gonna give y'all that game. You're going up against the Detroit Lions, the ones who's been sweeping you constantly, and you about to get another sweep this year. You definitely taking an L. So right now, through the first 6 games, you 3-3. You go to the Raiders, that's a W, 4-3. Chiefs, 4-4. Chargers, 4-5. Now this Panthers game, I have y'all either Green Bay winning or losing. If they beat the Panthers, then I think they'll lose their last 3 games. If they lose to the Panthers, I think they'll win one of their last 3 games. But and then you got the 49ers, the Giants, and the Redskins. So at this point, they could be like 8-5. But then you go against the Bears, L. Minnesota again, L. Lions at the end of the season, L. 8-8. Or they could be, they could have lost to the Panthers, and then maybe you beat the Vikings at the end of the season. But I'm seeing an 8-8 season from Green Bay. I don't know where all of this imaginary hype is coming from. You know what? It is a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, but pressure is what people put on you. All the pressure on Aaron Rodgers is because the media hype him up as the greatest thing since sliced bread. It should be a lot of pressure on Stafford, but people aren't expecting much. But anyway, man, now let's move on to the Minnesota Vikings. What's good, y'all? All right, now I do think the Vikings will be a little bit better this year, and I actually think they'll be the second best team in the division behind us, depending on if the teams have the same record or not. So they start off with Atlanta, W, Green Bay, L, Oakland, W, Chicago, L, New York, W, Eagles, L, Lions, L, Redskins, W, Chiefs, L, Cowboys, W, Broncos, W, Seattle Seahawks, W, Lions, L, Chargers, L, Green Bay and Chicago to wrap up the season, a couple W's, and that leaves the Minnesota Vikings at 9-7. Now there are some pick'em games in this, like the Chargers game is a pick'em, the Eagles game is a pick'em, the Seahawks game is a pick'em. So any one of these games swing in either way, they can end up 7-9 or they can end up 10-6. But I like their defense. Kirk Cousins is better than Mr. Trubisky as a quarterback, and that's the only reason. I feel like Vikings are a little bit worse version of us from the quarterback perspective, but they still have a good roster. But I think they'll be 9-7, 10-6 area, second in the division. Might be able to get a wild card spot depending on how good the NFC is this year. But that's where I have them at, and it is what it is. I don't see anything special from the Packers at all. I think the Vikings, they'll make a little noise, and people talk about them a little bit. And if Kirk Cousins don't choke, they should at least make the playoffs. But all right, man, let's get into Care Bears and Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky saw this little thing on Twitter about the top from ESPN, the top 10 MVP candidates. Trubisky was in there. But and I do want to say something about, don't come at me with these rankings when it comes to NFC North teams overlapping with each other. I might review Green Bay and be like, Green Bay's going to be Shot Toilet. Then I review Shot Toilet, like Shot Toilet's going to be Green Bay. It's just in the perspective of the team. Now let's get to Chicago. Look, man, Chicago going to start off good, man. The hype is going to be so high for them. Because their schedule look easy at the beginning. Green Bay, Broncos, Redskins, Vikings, Raiders. I had them winning all 5 of them boys. All 5 of them. Yep. And then you're going to take 3 fat L's. You're going to lose to, you definitely losing to the Saints. You losing to the Chargers. You losing to the Eagles. I know I had the Eagles whooping on everybody, but one of us, and I'm thinking it might be Detroit, hopefully it's going to beat them. Then you go against the Lions. I want to say y'all taking a big fat L there, but I'm going to be nice and give y'all a win so y'all don't go 7-9. But that's a pick 'em. Rams, definite L. New York, that's a W. Lions, L. Cowboys late in the season when Zeke might be back. I'm gonna give you an L there, sir. Green Bay, that's a pick 'em game. It could go either way. I'm gonna say a L. Kansas City, no way, definite L. Definite L. Green Bay might be a W, and then you got Minnesota. So the Bears are looking just like the Packers. I think it's going to be a big regression from the Bears losing Vic Fangio, Bryce Callahan, and replacing Amos with just a few little chinks in that armor, and those chinks are going to show because Mr. Trubisky is going to have to start to carry everyone, and I don't think he can do it. Now, if he can, then the Bears will go 10-6, but y'all ain't going any better than 10-6. Yeah, crazy talk. Now, y'all already know I had the Lions going 11-5, 12-4, 10-6 type stuff, but let's do it one more time for all the people who don't know. Cardinals, W. Chargers, W. Eagles is a pick'em game. L for now. Kansas City, W. Green Bay, W. Minnesota, W. New York, W. Raiders, W. Chicago, L. Cowboys, that has to be a W because we owe them. Redskins, W. Chicago, W. Minnesota, again, maybe an L because I think that's in Minnesota. The Bucks, W. Broncos, L. Y'all already know how I feel about the Broncos. Green Bay at the end, W. So it seems like the only L's that I have is Minnesota, Chicago, the Eagles, and the Broncos. Now that does put us at 12-4, but I think we'll drop a game and be 11-5, and then I think Minnesota will be 9-7, become in second place, and I think Green Bay is going 7-9 or Chicago is going 7-9, and one of them gonna be an 8-8. It's gonna go 11-5, 9-7, 8-8, 7-9. So we'll see what happens with that. But this is just my predictions for the NFC North. I had to say something because people are overrating Aaron Rodgers a little bit too much. He gonna win MVP. Are you delusional? And when you're at the bottom, when you're the bottom feeder team, you know what other bottom feeder team look like. And I'm telling you, Green Bay look exactly like what I've seen over the years with my own teams and some other teams. Y'all not gonna be that good. Stop it. Y'all delusional. And this is not any hate. I'm looking at it from a football perspective. Like, you're not gonna be that good. But and if the Green Bay is that good, max 10-6, 9-7. Like, they can replace Minnesota on that totem pole. But guys, man, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you have any of your record predictions. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Just wanted to have some fun with all the fans out there, man. It's your boy 313J Mo.